Welcome to Wanderstate Travel. You've just stumbled upon something far beyond ordinary travel adventures, something so much more profound than typical tourist destinations. This is not just a journey to exotic locations. It's a journey into the heart of nature's deepest, most baffling mysteries. We're about to explore wonders that defy reason, phenomena that challenge everything we think we know about the world around us. Imagine standing on the edge of a vast desert that hums and sings, its sands vibrating with an eerie, inexplicable sound. Or picture yourself watching large stones, heavy and unmoving by all logic, glide across the ground, leaving long trails in their wake. How can these things happen? Is it nature, the wind, or some force that science has yet to explain? We don't know for sure. But what we do know is that these wonders exist, and they're waiting to be uncovered. There are places in this world where science seems to fall short, where natural laws bend or break entirely. There are waters that should be frozen, yet they burn with heat that doesn't belong. There are natural phenomena that leave scientists scratching their heads, theories swirling in the wind, and yet no one has a definitive answer. But why are we so fascinated by these unexplained places? Why does the thought of these mysteries captivate our imagination and fill us with wonder? Perhaps it's because deep down, we all have an insatiable desire to understand our world. We are constantly striving to piece together the puzzle of life, uncovering truths, learning new things, and finding connections. And when we encounter the things that don't quite fit into our neatly organized world, it sparks something inside us, an awe that's deeper than the intellectual pursuit of answers. In a world where so much has already been explained, these places remind us that there is still so much more we don't understand. They challenge us to think bigger, to reach further, and to recognize that sometimes not having all the answers is what makes something truly magical. The very fact that these mysteries remain unsolved only adds to their allure. It's the mystery itself that keeps us coming back for more, driving us to explore further and dive deeper. These places are scattered across the globe, hidden in the most unexpected corners of the earth. They are deserts that sing, rivers that flow in ways that don't make sense, and stones that move with no apparent cause. Some of these mysteries can be traced to natural causes we just don't fully grasp yet. But others feel like something far older, something that predates human understanding and cannot be explained by any known theory or technology. There are regions where the very fabric of time seems to warp, where the sun rises and sets at times that challenge our perception of day and night. The people who live in these areas call these places sacred, cursed, or blessed, but never explainable. And why? Because some things in this world simply cannot be boxed into our understanding, no matter how much we try to make sense of them. Imagine standing in a place where time doesn't seem to follow its usual rhythm. A place where the rules of nature seem to bend, and the familiar patterns of the world are thrown out the window. These are the landscapes that refuse to follow patterns, where everything you thought you knew about the earth is questioned, and the only thing left is a sense of awe and wonder. There are places on earth where the sands sing, the rocks move, and waters burn when they should freeze. These phenomena aren't just figments of imagination or the result of old folklore, they're real. They are the natural wonders that still baffle scientists, travelers, and explorers alike. From the windswept deserts to the deep, quiet mountains, these places are carved by forces older than we can understand. Wind, light, time, and ancient energies that continue to shape our world in ways we are only beginning to scratch the surface of. One of the most Most fascinating examples of time hesitating is the singing deserts. It sounds almost unbelievable, right? But in places like the singing sands of China and Egypt, and even in California's Death Valley, the sand dunes hum and vibrate, creating sounds that echo across the desert. The melodies produced by these deserts aren't caused by animals or machines. They come directly from the movement of sand itself, whipped into motion by the wind. It's a sound that's eerie, almost haunting, and it's one of nature's best-kept secrets. No one can say for sure why it happens, but standing there in the vast emptiness, you feel a connection to something ancient, something that's been there long before humans began to walk this earth. Then, there are places like Racetrack Playa in Death Valley, California, where stones mysteriously move across the ground by themselves. These aren't small pebbles we're talking about. Some of these rocks weigh hundreds of pounds. They leave long trails in the dirt, seemingly as if they've been pushed or pulled. But there's no one around and no obvious external force at play. Scientists have proposed explanations involving wind, ice, and the unique conditions of the desert floor. But no one has been able to fully explain the slow movement of these stones. For those who witness it, it feels like the earth is moving in a way that we don't yet understand, and it's both mesmerizing and mysterious. It's as if time itself is slowing down, allowing these ancient rocks to take their time on a journey we can't explain. These places aren't just beautiful or intriguing. They're imbued with something greater, something deeper than what we can perceive. Wind, light, and time itself seem to have shaped them over millennia, creating landscapes that are more than just physical structures. They're phenomena that challenge our understanding of how the world works. And it's in these places that we are reminded that there's still so much we don't know. In many of these areas, local beliefs and traditions add layers of mystique to the already enigmatic landscapes. People living near these strange wonders often view them with reverence. To them, these sites aren't just physical places, they're sacred. In some cultures, these areas are seen as cursed or blessed, tied to the spiritual and historical fabric of the land. For example, the Nazca lines in Peru, those massive geoglyphs that can only be fully appreciated from the sky, are not just ancient markings on the ground. To the locals, they are more than mere art. Some believe they were created as offerings to the gods, while others think they mark paths to celestial beings. Regardless of the theory, these mysterious lines are seen as more than just relics of an ancient civilization. They carry with them a sense of reverence, a belief that they serve a higher purpose that we're only beginning to understand. The same can be said for places like the Mount Nemrut in Turkey, where giant stone heads stand in eerie silence at the summit, facing the horizon. Built more than 2,000 years ago by King Antiochus, these heads are part of a mountaintop sanctuary that blends the divine with the earthly. The heads have been weathered and broken over time, but they still stare out across the land, as if waiting for something. Maybe an alignment of the stars, a message from the heavens, or something else that we're not privy to. Locals have their own theories, but one thing is certain. These stone giants are more than just monuments. They are a piece of the region's sacred history, a question carved in rock, left unanswered for centuries. As we look at these places, we see that they are much more than natural wonders. They are time capsules, frozen moments of history and mystery that refuse to be fully explained. Even modern science, with all its advances, can't fully crack the code of these natural phenomena. Whether it's the strange hum of a desert or the slow movement of a rock, there's an energy in these places that makes you feel small, as though you're standing on the edge of something ancient and eternal. What's incredible about these wonders is that, despite all our technology and our ability to map and measure almost everything, there are still parts of the world that remain wild and untamable. There are landscapes that remind us that we're not the ones in control, no matter how advanced we think we are. These are the places where nature has the upper hand, where time and space bend to the will of the earth, and where humans are just temporary visitors. And yet, It's precisely these wonders that make life so fascinating. These places, with all their mystery and power, remind us that the Earth is far more complex and beautiful than we often give it credit for. They push us to keep searching, to keep exploring, and to keep asking the questions that don't always have answers. Because sometimes the answers don't matter as much as the journey itself. The journey into the unknown, into the places where time hesitates and mysteries remain unsolved. These are real wonders, not illusions. They exist right here, in our world, waiting to be experienced. They challenge us, awe us, and make us think about the world in a completely different way. They are nature's way of reminding us that there is still so much to discover, and sometimes, the mysteries are just as important as the answers. If these strange and wondrous places have sparked your curiosity, you're not alone. There's so much more to explore in our world. Wonders that will leave you speechless, mysteries that will make you question everything you thought you knew about nature. If you're as fascinated as we are by these unexplained phenomena, like this video, subscribe for more journeys into the unknown, and share it with anyone who loves a good mystery. Drop a comment, and let us know if you've encountered any mysterious places of your own. There's a whole world of wonders waiting to be uncovered, and we're just getting started. Damnon Saduak Floating Market, Thailand. Amid the gentle bends of Thailand's Klong Damnon Saduak Canal, a living tapestry unfolds each day, a vibrant mosaic of color, culture, and commerce. The Damnon Saduak Floating Market, located about 100 kilometers southwest of Bangkok in Ratchaburi Province, is not just a tourist attraction, it is a thriving heritage. It is a place where tradition is not displayed in museums, but glides along the water in wooden boats laden with the bounty of Thailand and Seoul. At the break of dawn, before the heat settles and before the crowds swell, the market awakens with a dreamlike rhythm. Elderly Thai women in straw hats paddle their boats gracefully through the narrow waterways. Their vessels, expertly balanced, are overflowing with brilliant tropical fruits, ruby red rambutans, golden mangoes, waxy dragon fruits, alongside vegetables, fragrant flowers, and freshly cooked Thai delicacies. Steam rises gently from woks balanced on boats, sending the spicy aroma of tom yum and sizzling pad thai into the morning mist. Each boat tells a story, not just of goods exchanged, but of a cultural rhythm passed through generations. Sellers call out to customers in melodic Thai tones, occasionally laughing, negotiating, and always smiling. Tourists drift alongside in hired boats, snapping photos, drawn not only to the goods on offer, but to the poetry of the market itself. It's not just a place to buy, it's a place to be. Unlike modern marketplaces dominated by chrome, concrete, and algorithms, Damnon Saduak is tactile and alive. The water gently rocks the boats, the sun glints off ripples, and everything, the people, the products, the experience, moves at a pace dictated by water, not by time. It is here that the past and present blend seamlessly. While local residents come to stock up on essentials, visitors from all over the world arrive in search of the exotic. Spices they've never tasted, crafts they've never seen, and a lifestyle they've only imagined. The market's history dates back to the late 19th century, when King Rama IV ordered the digging of the canal to connect the Mae Klong and the Chin rivers, encouraging commerce and agricultural development. Over time, a floating culture was born, and to this day, it continues to thrive despite the modernization around it. Locals live in traditional stilted homes lining the canal, many of them with small jetties where they moor their boats and prepare for each market day. While some call it touristy, to dismiss Damnon Saduak as merely a photo opportunity is to miss its heartbeat. Yes, it attracts the world, but it is still deeply rooted in Thai rural life. Even with the influx of cameras and curious eyes, authenticity pulses beneath every exchange. You see it in the careful wrapping of sticky rice and banana leaves. You hear it in the chatter of neighbors who have known each other for decades. You feel it in the quiet pride of the vendors, many of whom learned their trade not in school, but from the rhythmic teachings of the water itself. Damnon Saduak isn't just a floating market. It's a floating memory, a dance of heritage, and a testimony to Thailand's unique relationship with its waterways. In a world that moves fast, it invites you to drift, to pause, and to savor. Guava Floating Market, Bangladesh. Nestled in the verdant heart of Bangladesh, the Guava Floating Market unfolds like a dream, an intimate and seasonal river market that emerges along the winding canals of rural villages. It is a place where time moves slowly, and the trade of fresh guavas is more than just commerce. It is an intricate dance between nature, culture, and the communities that depend on it. At the break of dawn, before the sun climbs too high and before the world stirs to life, the market comes alive in a haze of mist that hangs low over the water. The quiet, almost mystical atmosphere is punctuated only by the soft lapping of oars against the water and the faint murmur of voices from boats drifting past one another. Vendors in small wooden boats, known locally as bailas, glide silently through the narrow channels, each boat a treasure trove of ripe guavas, the fruit that has given the market its name and reputation. The green, yellow, and pink of the guavas stand in sharp contrast to the foggy grayness of the early morning. The market, which operates in the monsoon months, takes place along the rivers and canals that snake through the villages in Bangladesh's southwestern region. Here, the water is more than a mere backdrop. It is the lifeblood of the community, shaping the rhythm of everyday life. The locals have learned to navigate their boats as naturally as one would walk on land, using the waterways as their roads. Unlike city streets where honking horns and bustling crowds demand attention, here the water moves at its own pace, with the trade reflecting a calm, patient culture that has been honed over centuries. In this floating market, the trade is a silent affair. There are no loud haggling or boisterous calls of vendors. Instead, the exchange of goods is done with a quiet nod, a soft word, and a steady hand. The guavas are displayed in woven baskets or piled high in the boats, their fresh, sweet scent wafting through the air. The boatmen and farmers have a deep bond with the land and the fruit they sell, knowing each tree, each variety, and each season intimately. For them, the guava isn't just a product. It is a part of their heritage and livelihood. As the sun rises higher, the mist begins to dissipate, revealing the lush green landscape surrounding the canals. The villages, often only accessible by boat, are scattered along the banks. Women wash clothes by the riverside, children play near the water, and farmers tend to their crops on the riverbanks. The floating market itself is a focal point of community life, where not just guavas, but also fresh vegetables, fish, and other local produce are exchanged. It is a place where barter and trade still have a place in an ever-changing world. But the heart of the market lies in the connection to the water and the land. The flow of the river dictates the flow of the market, a reminder that life here is shaped not by paved roads, but by the natural currents that guide the people. It is a celebration of a way of life that has withstood time, a blend of culture, agriculture, and the silent wisdom of the water. The guava floating market isn't just about buying and selling. It is a rare glimpse into a tradition that thrives in harmony with nature, where the river is the lifeline, and the market is a testament to the resilience of a community bound by water. In these early hours, amidst the mist and the fruit-laden boats, the market is a reminder of a simpler, quieter world. One where trade happens not just through the exchange of goods, but through the respect for the currents that shape it all. Do you like this? Tam Coc, Vietnam. Tam Coc, often referred to as Halong Bay on land, is a mystical landscape located in the heart of Vietnam's Ninh Bình province. The area is an awe-inspiring symphony of towering limestone karsts, emerald green waters, and a hidden world that has remained largely untouched by time. It is a place where nature reigns supreme, offering visitors an escape into a serene, almost otherworldly environment. The limestone formations in Tam Coc are striking. Jagged cliffs that rise dramatically from the water's edge, their sheer faces bathed in the soft glow of the sun. These towering peaks are not only a visual marvel, but they are also steeped in history and legend. Carved by millions of years of erosion, the karsts form an intricate maze, each one with its own unique shape and story. As you glide through the serene river that winds its way through the valley, the karsts stand sentinel around you, their presence both humbling and awe-inspiring. The boat ride along the No Dong River is a must-do experience in Tam Coc. As you drift quietly through the emerald waters, the towering limestone peaks seem to close in around you, their reflection shimmering in the water like a delicate painting. The journey takes you through a series of caves, each one a passageway to a new world. Some of the caves are narrow, their ceilings low, forcing boats to duck through in almost eerie silence. Others are expansive, opening up into breathtaking chambers where sunlight filters through cracks in the rock, casting a soft, magical glow over the scene. These caves, often hidden away from view, feel like secret passages, carrying visitors into a world untouched by time. The river is not just a scenic route, but a lifeline to the local communities that have lived here for centuries. Small fishing villages dot the landscape, where the rhythm of life is still dictated by the flow of the river and the cycles of the seasons. The people of Tam Coc live in harmony with nature, their lives intricately tied to the water and the land. Along the riverbanks, you can see local farmers tending to rice paddies, their vibrant green fields stretching as far as the eye can see. In the early morning hours, women paddle their boats down the river, their straw hats barely visible above the water, as they go about their daily routines, adding to the timeless charm of the region. In addition to the natural beauty, Tam Coc is home to ancient temples and shrines that are tucked away in caves and cave sides. These sacred spaces have long been places of worship, where locals have paid homage to the forces of nature and sought blessings for good harvests and health. As you navigate through these serene surroundings, the quiet presence of these spiritual landmarks enhances the sense of peace and reverence that pervades the area. Tam Coc, Vietnam, is more than just a destination. It is a journey through a landscape that seems to have remained frozen in time. Its limestone towers, emerald waters, and hidden caves weave a narrative of nature's power and humanity's quiet coexistence with it. Lofoten Islands, Norway. The Lofoten Islands, located in the Arctic Circle off the northern coast of Norway, are a place where the raw beauty of nature meets centuries of history. This remote archipelago is a landscape of jagged peaks, deep fjords, and serene coastal waters, offering a unique glimpse into a world untouched by time. Known for its Viking heritage, dramatic vistas, and the ethereal beauty of the Northern Lights, the Lofoten Islands are a testament to the power of nature and the resilience of human life in one of the world's most challenging yet awe-inspiring environments. The islands are dominated by towering Arctic peaks that rise sharply from the sea, their jagged silhouettes etched against a sky that can shift from a brilliant blue to stormy gray in a matter of moments. These peaks are not just breathtaking to behold. They are also an integral part of the region's identity, shaped by millions of years of geological forces. As you travel through the islands, the land's rugged beauty is ever present, offering an almost primal connection to the forces of nature. Snow-capped in the winter and lush with green in the summer, the mountains are a constant reminder of the ever-changing, yet eternal, rhythms of the Arctic. But it is not only the landscape that captures the imagination in Lofoten. It is the island's deep connection to Viking heritage. The Lofoten Islands were once a vital hub for Viking settlements, and the echoes of that history are still felt today. The Lofoten Viking Museum, located in the village of Borg, allows visitors to step back in time and experience Viking life firsthand. Here, you can explore reconstructed Viking longhouses, see ancient artifacts, and learn about the seafaring culture that once thrived in these harsh northern waters. The island's Viking legacy is a thread woven deeply into the fabric of daily life, as much a part of the present as it is of the past. The rhythms of life in Lofoten are dictated not by clocks, but by the tides and the seasons. The islands are famous for their fishing villages, where life has long been centered around the cycles of the sea. The traditional Rorbu fishermen's cabins that line the shores of the islands are a testament to this deep connection with the ocean. In the winter, the island's waters are teeming with cod, and the practice of drying fish in the Arctic air is an ancient tradition that still thrives today. The seasonal pace of life in Lofoten, marked by the ebb and flow of the tides, creates a sense of timelessness, where nature's forces are always in control. One of the most magical experiences in Lofoten is witnessing the northern lights, the aurora borealis, a natural wonder that lights up the night sky with shimmering greens and purples. During the winter months, the islands are one of the best places on Earth to witness this ethereal display of nature's artistry. The northern lights seem to dance above the peaks, casting an otherworldly glow over the landscape and making the already spectacular environment even more mystical. The Lofoten Islands are not only a place of stunning natural beauty, but also a region where stories of nature and humanity have been carried unchanged for centuries. From the jagged peaks that rise from the sea to the timeless rhythm of life shaped by the tides, the islands are a living testament to the power of nature, heritage, and tradition. Whether you are exploring Viking history, marveling at the northern lights, or simply breathing in the fresh Arctic air, Lofoten offers an experience that is as much about the soul as it is about the senses. As we gaze upon the Earth's most magnificent wonders, we find ourselves standing in awe of the mysteries that still elude our understanding. From the deepest oceans to the highest peaks, from the darkest caves to the vastest deserts, nature's grand narratives continue to unfold, revealing stories that defy human comprehension. These are the untold stories of our planet, enigmatic, vast, and beyond the reach of even our most advanced knowledge. Take, for example, the phenomenon of bioluminescence in the oceans, where creatures of light float in the dark waters, creating a glowing dance that has captivated explorers and scientists alike for centuries. The intricacies of this natural light show are only beginning to be understood, yet the sheer beauty and mystery of it remain an unfathomable part of Earth's vast ecosystem. Or consider the silent migration of the monarch butterflies, whose annual journey across continents has no clear explanation, yet has been happening for millennia. An intricate ballet of life that thrives despite the mystery surrounding it. These wonders serve as a humbling reminder of humanity's smallness in the grand tapestry of nature. Despite all our achievements in science, technology, and exploration, there remain vast swathes of our planet that we can only marvel at from the outside. The towering peaks of the Himalayas, the impenetrable forests of the Amazon, the deep, uncharted trenches of the oceans. All of these continue to exist far beyond our full understanding. In the face of nature's power and complexity, we are but fleeting beings, exploring a tiny fraction of a world that has existed long before us and will continue long after we are gone. In this reflection on our place within the natural world, we are reminded that we are part of something much larger, something infinitely more profound and awe-inspiring. Each wonder, each mystery that nature has to offer is a story we are only just beginning to understand. And even as we discover new realms, there is always more to uncover, more to marvel at, and more to learn. But while we may never fully grasp the vastness of the Earth's untold stories, we are invited to continue the journey, to keep searching for the hidden wonders that lie beyond the horizon. The more we explore, the more we realize that the true beauty of the Earth is not in the answers we find, but in the endless questions that beckon us forward. From the vast open skies to the deep subterranean realms, each corner of the planet holds another tale waiting to be uncovered. As we venture further, we are invited not just to witness, but to be a part of this ongoing journey, a journey that will lead us to the next untold wonder, and to the next and the next. For the Earth, in all its beauty and mystery, continues to speak in ways that no human mind can fully comprehend. Yet, in that mystery, we find the greatest wonder of all, the invitation to keep seeking, keep wondering, and to keep discovering. The journey is far from over, and the stories it holds are still waiting for us to uncover.